I've been taking steps to move the majority of my Botanic operations into the cove. The new Botanic power system I have planned would require some elements from Thaumcraft. To keep from warping my mind, I would have to commission one of the components to be made by someone that has already warped his mind beyond what could easily be repaired. Finding myself with a bit more time before the battle with the dragon, I decided I would enhance my blood armor even further with the help of the demon blood shards that I have collected. Folks, the sun rises on a new day, and I still have some time to prepare before the dragon fight. But first I'd like to show you guys what I've been doing around the base. I've been improving some things, adding a few more decorations. You see I've added a little barrel there, put some ale on the counter here, set up a nice spice rack, and I've built a few new rooms and gadgets and things. One of those is a wine cellar below the Pirate Club. So we come down here, we can see that I got some DecoCraft barrels. I got this big giant DecoCraft barrel. I couldn't figure out a better way to fit this into the room, so I ended up recessing it into the wall there. I think it looks pretty good there. A few DecoCraft barrels here, one with a tap, one without. And then the rest of these barrels are actually functional barrels from GrowthCraft, so these will allow you to ferment stuff. So, and then over here I've got some brew kettles. Certain things you have to brew, like ale and sake, and oh shoot, you see there I had that little thumpy. That's a little bad side effect that I had from doing some Thaumcraft research. I ended up doing one thing that provided me with a tiny bit of warp. I didn't intentionally want to get any warp, but I did end up with a tiny bit of it. So let's see, I think I have some grapes in here. So how these fruit presses work is you put whatever here, grapes or apples, I think is the main things that you can use in this. And then you apply a redstone signal to the top of it. It has a nice little animation, and then it will start pressing out the grapes into a liquid. And you get a small chance of a byproduct of some bone meal for that. And then once it's got a full bucket's worth, you can see this is in millibuckets down here. Once it has a full bucket's worth, you can take that out and you can store it in a barrel. Let me turn that off. Bucket. I already took the bucket off the wall. Just click it and you see it gives you a bucket of grape juice. And then I've got a barrel started here of grape juice. We'll go ahead and add that one to it. Not quite ready to ferment this one yet. I want to get it completely full before I do that. But if we look here, you can see I have a full barrel of ale that has been fermented and it is potent. So I've added the nether wart and a piece of glowstone to make it potent. In this one I have some cider that's been fermented and extended, so if I add a piece of redstone after it's fermented, it will become extended instead of potent. So you can either have potent or extended versions of each one of the types of alcohols. I believe there's 6 different types of alcohols or so. You can see I have this wall set up to have all the different barrels of alcohol and stuff. I think all down through here at the center, I'm probably just going to use the DecoCraft barrels. Because I don't think I need that much more storage for liquor than this over here. So let me go ahead and put my bucket back up on the wall there. And I have this infinite water bucket down here, so I can fill up the brew kettles without having to have a standing pool of water nearby. I really love these things. I've got, I think that's the second one that I have sitting around that in places where I just don't want to have an open water source. They make mosquitoes and stuff. So yeah, brewing supplies in here. I've got some redstone, glowstone, nether wart. And this kind of works similar to a regular old, to a potion, where you get your liquor or whatever, and it says young, and then you add another wort, and that'll ferment it, and then you add either redstone or glowstone to have it either be extended or potent. And I think each one of the different types of alcohols might be a different effect. We'll get into that in a later episode, and we'll figure all that out. Possibly the dragon episode. I don't know. We might pass out some liquor or something. That kind of got inspired when I was helping Thrak with his wine cellar. So that's my wine cellar. I figured I really needed one if I was going to have a nightclub up here and be able to supply all my pirate buddies with drinks. So I'm going to be putting different statues around pirates. I'm going to get some pirates sitting on a couple of those stools, maybe some pirates sitting at some of these tables playing cards and stuff, maybe having dinner, maybe one or two of them. So I'm going to be looking for people to put into the Pirate Cove to be pirates. So if you are interested in having your being one of my pirates, go ahead and leave your player name in a comment below in my videos, one of my videos, and you may have the potential of becoming one of the pirates that hangs out around the cove here. So I know Corjante is doing a little thing where he's putting statues of his some of his viewers out front of his place as guards. So if you would like to be a pirate, so go ahead and leave me a comment, and like I said, you might become a pirate in the cove here doing some random thing. Might get some pirates in here, maybe some doing some things around here. I need to add a bunch of decorations around here. So let's move on to the next thing. If we move on up here, we can see that I've been working quite a bit on my Botania area. I converted all of the wood in this room into living wood because this is basically my Botania crafting area. I've got all my flower petals set up in some nice storage drawers and various things in these ones, components, blocks, completed stuff for Botania. And I have my petal apothecary over here with another one of those really nice infinite water buckets, so I can do some crafting with that. And if we come over here and look, actually I left my secret door open. Not supposed to do that. So yeah, come over here. You might be able to see there's a mana spreader right here. That is connected back here to the power system that I've been setting up. And if we come in here, you can see that I just crafted some thermalilies to put in here. And I haven't quite got this system completely active just yet. I wanted to finish it off with you guys. I actually thought I was recording earlier when I crafted the thermalilies, but apparently I forgot to hit my record button, so you missed the crafting of that. Not too much. I'm sure you've seen me craft Botania flowers before. It's just a matter of throwing the right stuff in the petal apothecary and adding a seed. One of these guys in here. Seed. And I use some runes of earth and runes of fire, I believe is what it takes to make those thermalilies. They're really not too expensive, and they provide a pretty decent amount of mana. Now, this contraption you see in here, you see I have some obsidian, a arcane spa, and I have to thank Corjante for crafting that up for me, because after all of the Thaumcraft research that I did trying to unlock it, I discovered that it is behind some research that gives out warp, and I'm trying to avoid getting any more warp than I absolutely have to. So I had him craft that up for me. Thank you, Corjante, the great Thaumcraft wizard. Now, if we look down here, you're probably wondering why don't I just have the thermalilies pull the lava directly off of my a Serenade of the Nether ritual that I have set up down here. There's a good reason for that. There is a nerf in the config of Botania that says that if it's active, it says that Thermalily can only absorb lava that is directly on top of an obsidian block, which prevents it from using the lava directly off of the ritual. So what I'm going to have to do is get a golem to move that lava over into this spa, and you look at the interface here, you can see there's a button in here that says just use the fluid or mix with ingredients. I actually just want to use the fluid because it's going to get filled up with lava, and then it's going to use that lava to fill in the area directly above it, up to a 5x5 area that is connected. So what it'll do is actually fill in these 7 blocks with source blocks of lava, and then these ones in the corners will get used up by the thermalily, and then the spa will go ahead and keep replacing those over time, as long as it has lava to do so. The 3, like that one, and the one directly above it, will not get filled up, and the reason I had to have this be a T shape, or I mean an I shape instead of a checkerboard, is because it has to have it has to be touching, not diagonal, each source block that it's going to fill up. So yeah, this is what I had to do. I'm able to get 6 thermalilies into this little area, which is going to produce quite a bit of mana. This mana spreader is going to send it up to this pool. This pool feeds my enchanter in there, and then it also is going to send mana over that way to feed my crafting altar, my Botania altar anyway, where I can craft certain things. And you see there's a spreader over that direction where this one's pointed, and I'll go show you that here right now. Close that up. So yeah, this is my mana enchanter, and I moved the enchanting library. There's going to be a couple more bookshelves here. I don't have a very good selection just yet, so I'm going to have to get working on that some way or another. But you see this one is pointed at the mana enchanter. Hopefully that pylon's not going to be in the way when I go ahead and start using it. I haven't attempted to use this yet, and if I find out that it is, I might have to move it left or right a bit, and kind of rearrange that back side a tiny bit. The other one is pointed, yeah, secret door. I love these secret doors that you can do with carpenter's blocks. Not entirely secret because of Wela, but if you don't know it's there and you're not paying attention to Wela, then you would really never know. So right behind here, you can see I've got a setup of a frame for an elf portal. The only thing I don't have is the piece that I need. I need some terra steel to make that final core, and then I can get this turned on. You can see there's another pool of lava, or mana pool here. Pool of lava. Another mana pool here, and that's where that other spreader is pointed. So that one should fill up, and then these 2 spreaders are pointed at this and that pool over there, and they'll get filled up. And then I have this nice little convenient carpenter's button. It kind of blends in order to deactivate the portal so that I'm not wasting mana when I'm not using it. So that just quickly pulls out the 1 block, which will deactivate the portal, and puts it back. So kind of nice little, gets kind of nice little setup there, and I got it nicely hidden in the wall, so it doesn't, I don't have to use it very often. So out of sight, out of mind. And let's get back up. So that's what I've been doing in here, a Botania setup. So I managed to get my Botania actually moved into the cove. So on up to here, we can see that I've set up my infusion altar, and this is pretty much all done. You can see, look, all these skulls, all these wither skulls. Those are all occult items, along with these candles. And I mean, there's that little warp effect again. Now, because I only have just a tiny bit of warp, if we look, I did a whole lot of research trying to, I unlocked almost everything that you can unlock that doesn't have warp. You see, that's not unlocked because it has a warp effect to it. The only piece of research that I did that has warp was this one right here, Research Mastery. Because I was doing a bunch of research, I thought it was a good idea. Slightly regret it now because I get that heartbeat thumpy thing and kind of interrupts my videos. I don't like it. Let me know how much it bothers you guys in the comments. Actually, don't let me know. Go tell, isn't it Azenor that makes this mod? Yeah, go tell the guy that makes Stormcraft that's annoying on all the Let's Plays and stuff. And I don't really want to stop the video every time it happens, and cut a section out or whatever, because that's more editing that I got to do. So yeah, you see I got this set up right now to enchant a silverwood core for a wand. I need a new wand. This great wood wand's been doing me pretty good. Oh, shoot. No, stop. Oh, stop it. Oh, yeah, I think I take this off. Ooh, that kind of sucked. Did not mean to do that. I forgot that I don't have the percanto up there just yet. So this isn't quite ready. Whoops. So now I gotta clean up a mess. And yeah, when you stop a ritual like that, even with all the occult stuff, you're gonna have some backlash. Not a good idea. So whoops, and double whoops. Get all this cleaned up real quick, and we'll reset this, and I'll be right back. Ah, shoot, I came up here and looked, and I actually did have all the stuff for it. I should just let it go. Dang it. Okay, let's go back down there and turn it and get it going again. I already put the stuff back on the pedestals, so let's just turn it on. And you can see it pulls the aspects down through this little hole from the room upstairs. It's should be very, very stable as long as you don't like interrupt the ritual or something's goofy like I did a minute ago. There should be no problems here with all the different occult items that you see that I have here. And don't forget that there's a whole layer of 81 candles underneath of this obsidian. So that all, you know, adds into the stability of the infusion altar. So there it goes. It's starting to pick up all of the crystals, and in a minute I should have a core. I actually need to make 2 of these because I want to make the staff, not just the wand. So I want to have a lot of viz available for storage. Because it's going to be the one that I take with me and stuff. I can leave the great wood wand here for crafting purposes. So let me get all these crafted up, and then I'm going to do some cauldron work. Okay, you may have noticed also that I added a armor stand. I have a full set of this nice Thaumcraft armor with my old Sanduine helmet. That'll give me a nice viz discount when I need to do a little bit of crafting. Added this nice Bibliocraft desk and put a Thaumonomicon on there so I can just instantly access that without having to pull one out of my inventory. It's not hanging on a wall, and it looks quite appropriate in here, I think. So I thought that was kind of nice. So the next thing I want to get together is I want to craft, I think I need a staff core. And if I put together a staff core, how would I actually make what's the silverwood staff core? Is there a page that goes down? No. I think I just need to put some caps on that. I'm not sure how expensive that's going to be. That might be quite expensive. We'll see if I'll be able to get it done or not. But I'm going to go ahead and craft up the staff core. So to make the staff core, you need the 2 silverwood rods. I've gone ahead and crafted those. The next thing I need is a primal charm. This requires 1 of each shard and 1 of these balance shard. Now these are kind of new to Thaumcraft. These replace the Salus Mundus in most recipes, and they're also there's a few recipes I think take Salus Mundus, and that would actually, you have to actually make the balance shard to get that now. To make a balance shard, you need a little bit of each of the essentia and a crystal. So whatever crystal you use, you have to have the 5 other primal essentias in your cauldron. Now I've found that the very best way to do this, especially if you're using one of these flux-free cauldrons like I've got here, is to basically just pick whichever shard you have the most of. Appears to be that I have the most of earth. I'm going to grab 2 of those. And then it really doesn't matter which crystal you use with this recipe. If you take 2 gunpowder, you can see that has the igneous and the perdito on it. I mean, actually just 1 gunpowder. That's going to give 4 of each of those. And then 4 sugar. That's going to give you the water and the air aspect, or the aqua and air. And then finally 2 chiseled stone bricks, which is going to give you the Terra and the Ordo. So that's the 6. That's all 6 actually. So it doesn't matter which crystal you use with this recipe. You're going to have a little bit of leftover whatever from the shard itself that you use with this. There's some other specific recipes that you can use that you know, for individual shard. This will just work for whatever shard you have the most of. And a relatively abundant resources. Chiseled stone is just stone turned into brick and then turned into chiseled stone, or if you have the chisel mod, which we do, you can turn smooth stone directly into chiseled stone brick at a 1-to-1 ratio, so it's really cheap. Sugar, also a very cheap resource, and if you have a mob grinder, you're going to end up with a bunch of gunpowder as well, so really easy to get. So throw that in, so then I'm going to throw in 2 earth shards, and that's going to give me 2 balanced shards with a very small amount of junk left over. And since this is flux free, just go ahead and clear it, and don't have to worry anything about anything coming out of there. So now I need to get, I think this is 1 of each of these, and I'm pretty sure it has to be very specifically put in there very specifically. So let's take a quick look at what that order is. Oops, back up. Air, fire, water, earth, order, entropy. So, air, fire, water, earth, order, entropy, and then this goes in the middle. I think, what was it? Bits of gold on the, probably. Yep. Let me go grab 2 bits of gold, and we can finish this up, and I can craft the core. Then I'm going to need to make some caps for it of some sort. Probably going to want thaumium caps for it. I'll probably do the rest of this off camera real quick, I think. Okay, it's worth noting that if you use this recipe, gunpowder, sugar, and chiseled stone, be sure and throw the gunpowder in first, or you could end up screwing the whole thing up. Because when you throw gunpowder in there and there's already certain things in there, you'll end up just reproducing the gunpowder and not having all the aspects that you actually need in there. So be sure and throw the gunpowder in first. Oh shoot! Give me the gunpowder. Maybe you gotta do 1 gunpowder at a time. Yep, 1 gunpowder at a time. That's gonna mean, so 1 gunpowder, 6 sugar, that, and 3 of those. That gave me, yeah, give me 2. Gunpowder. Okay, I ended up with less than I thought I was gonna there, but so yeah, I guess you need to do 1 gunpowder, 4 and 4, and then 2 shards, and then start from the beginning again if you want to use that specific recipe. Because gunpowder is weird, because it has a recipe for in there too. So what actually do I have in there that I'll have Perdito? So I can actually get maybe a couple more quick if I throw 1 of these in there. Did that? Yeah, that gave me another one. And do I have enough for 1 more? There we go. There is another balance shards I need. I need to make some more of these because if I want to make the thaumium caps, I'm going to need to infuse them with Salus Mundus, and there's the recipe for Salus Mundus, which is to take the balance shard and smelt them, and that'll give us the Salus Mundus. So I'm going to get these cooked up, and I'll be back in a moment, and we'll see if I have enough power in my Greatwood Wand to be able to assemble the final staff. I'm having a sneaky suspicion that I won't, so we'll see. Okay, now that I got the charged thaumium caps made, we put those in there with our silverwood wand. Whoa, 144. So no way I'm going to be able to craft this here, at least not here. So I think I might I think I might go to Corjante's place. I'm pretty sure that even with his full Thaumcraft outfit on, I might need to still go use his crafting table. It still says 144. That's a lot. Oh, because I don't actually have... There we go. 126. Way more than I have in my wand. He has a special crafting wand at his place. I'm going to go craft it there, and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, now that's all done. I now have a Thami embossed silverwood wand with a capacity of 250 per each viz. That's going to be useful in the future. I probably won't need to have any other staff or whatever, or wand, but that's going to let me, you know, cast my stuff. Main thing I use it for is the equal exchange, which I'm sure you've seen me use a few times already with the Greatwood wand. I want to get a better enchantment on the focus that's on there, but I'll worry about that some other time when I have a better selection of enchantments, and we'll use the enchanter from Botania to go ahead and do that once I have a good selection of books. This thing right there. So the next thing up to get my Botania power network working, I need that golem to move the lava so we can see this thing actually working. So in order to do that, I've actually made a few golems already. I just have wood golems. I think that he'll be alright, even though he's going to be working close to that lava. I don't think he'll burn. I guess we'll find out. The next thing would be to get the core for that. So in order to make the core that I'm going to need, I'll go ahead and look at it in here real quick. The core that I'm going to need is the decanting core. So first I need a golem animation core. I need to throw it in there with some aqua and some vacuos. And then back up. Or to make this, I put some bricks around a niter. So a niter and 4 bricks will give me a golem core. Now the aqua I can get from this clay. So I need a total of, was it a total of 5? Yeah. You don't want to throw clay balls in there because, again, that's one of those ones that has its own recipe. It's a little messy. You don't want to do that. So the other thing for vacuos, I can get vacuos from some chests. Actually, I just need 2 chests. Can't like double click to pick everything up out of these. That's kind of weird. I always forget that when I'm messing with that table. So what I need to do is throw in the clay, the chests, and the core, and there we go. Golem animation core. So let's go get this guy set up. And we'll get this. This will actually start working as soon as... so basically this guy is going to fill this spa up. The spa is already set to the proper setting in order to fill up the inner area of this thing here. And then the thermalilies will go ahead and absorb the lava blocks that end up being on top of the obsidian. So in order for this guy to do his job, I need to click him onto the spa. So that's going to set the spa as his target to fill. I'm going to give him the decanting upgrade, but I need to tell him what to decant. So Mr. Golem, I'm going to grab a block of this lava, and I'm going to tell him to decant. What was it? There we go. Right click. Lava. Right? He's going to do it. Maybe I need to get out of his way. Let's hope. Let's hope he does it. Is he doing it? I don't think he's doing it. Mr. Golem, you should be doing it. Okay, I think maybe I need to use the bell. Where's the bell? I think I have that. Oops. Why do I have a rose in there? I have no idea. Use the bell. Where is it at? There it is. And I'm going to tell him That's the block you need to fill. Yes? No? That's still. I had this working before. Let me pick him up. Let me try this a different way. Let me put him there. Oh, now he has a little hat. I want to be careful not to bump him into the lava though now, because it will damage him and kill him if he's actually inside of it. Lava. Just specify that. Yeah, there we go. Just show me a container and I will do your bidding. Okay, so I'm going to use the bell and tell him to fill this up. Why aren't you doing your thing? Why you no do your thing? I really don't want to bump him into that lava. Did I... Oh, is he doing his thing? Or did I bump him into the lava? Oh no, he went into the lava. Ah. He's gone. Okay, well. I know I had this working before, so give me a minute and I will be back when I get this working. Because I got to make a new golem, and well, actually, I just need a new core because I have a second golem. But yeah, give me a minute and I'll see what I can do. Okay, it looks like I've got it working. You can see that the spa is starting to fill up stuff, and the thermal lilies are starting to absorb the lava. Mana spreader is starting to distribute mana. And if we watch down there, we'll see the golem come by here in a second and grab some lava and take it over there. Okay, so what I did is I told him... first of all, okay, I want to be careful not to push him in there. I put that little step there so he would be able to reach the pole, just to make sure that he would be able to reach that pole. And then I clicked them onto the spa. And then I selected him and clicked the spa and the lava. So I don't know if that was... I don't know if I needed to do all that, but that's what I finally did, and he started working, and now he's working. So that's all that matters, is now he's working. And all these thermal lilies are going to start filling up their various mana pools. Now I think a couple of these thermal lilies might not be bound to the center mana spreader, and I'm not sure I like that. Because I kind of want them to all like filter their mana through there, so that this pool would get the mana first, and then it would kind of like 50-50 split between over there and that direction. I don't know how important that is, but lots of noise. Oh, that's not good. I didn't think living rock would catch fire. Might need to change that to actual stone. Hopefully that's not the mana spreader catching fire there. I don't think these will burn. I had no idea the living rock would burn though. That's concerning. Yeah, it goes out after a moment. So it looks like it's gonna be okay. But if I come back and I find that these are like something crazy is gonna happen, then I'll know what happened, and I'll have to replace some of these blocks in here. But it looks like my power system's working. The wand of the forest. So I think if I shift right click, you can see it turns into bind mode. These three on this side are definitely going to be already bound to that spreader. So if I shift click this and I tell it to bind to that spreader, no, I gotta shift click that. There we go. Now that lily is now bound to that spreader. that lily is now bound to that spreader. And I want to do the same with this one. So there we go. All the lilies are now bound to the central spreader so that all the mana will initially go into this pool and then be distributed. You can see this one is no longer, well, it is pumping a little bit, but not nearly as much as this one. So this pool over here should fill up first. This is my primary pool. It's the one I'm going to be doing any crafting that I need to do on the altar with over here. And then, of course, once all of these pools, like these pools in here, get filled up, is this actually working over here? That's a good question. I got a little bit of mana in that pool. This one's probably going to be like one of the last ones to fill up right here. Because, yeah, that one will fill up, then this one will fill up, then this one will fill up. Actually, the last one to fill up is going to be the one, is going to be the first one right there. So, okay, well, I should have tons and tons of power now because I have plenty of blood pool in order to feed the lava. And I got my little Thaumcraft buddy down in there. He's going to be making sure that the lava pool stays full. And yeah, we're doing good here. So let's move on and show you one last thing about updates to the build and stuff that I've been doing. The next big thing is it dark outside? Is it sunlight? Sunlight's out. Okay, we're good. So down in, you remember I have the new wine cellar. So one of the new things that I've been messing with is the grapes, and I learned a little bit about grapes here. I was trying some different things, setting up a grape arbor. So grapes grow vertically until they hit a rope, so you gotta make sure you have a rope above them, and then they'll grow laterally up to 2 blocks away from their stem. So each grape plant can have a total of 4 harvestable spots where they'll actually grow some grapes. They won't, once they start growing in one direction or the other, north-south or east-west, they will not go the other direction. I was hoping that they would, like, just kind of fill in this whole rope lattice. They're not going to work like that. So in order to have my grape vineyard, I'm going to have to plant a stalk about every, I think it's, what is it, every 5th block, 1, 2, 3, with 4 blocks with 4 spaces in between each grape trunk, stem, or whatever. And I think that's going to be up here someplace with the rest of the farm. And we can see that I've actually got the farm started up here. One of the things I kind of forgot to get on camera is when I crafted the AoA growth, I enchanted one of those because I have all of this area to till. I didn't want to do it 1 block at a time. This AoA growth will let me do a nice 3x3 area. I don't know if it'll, kind of. Let me do a 3x3 area so I can get this the farms tilled up real quickly. So I'm going to have wheat, I'm going to have carrots, potatoes, barley, cotton, and rice to make my sake. The wheat that I'm going to grow is going to be used to make ale. And I think the hops that I have quite a bit of hops already. And I'll probably end up moving this back here somewhere to the main farms. Then I'm also, if we go ahead and look at the schematics, some of the schematics that I have. Now these schematics are actually the schematics provided by the guys over at Gazmo. They're provided free to anybody to use for whatever they want, you know, whether it be a map pack or you know, in what I'm going to be doing with them is I'm just going to be using them to build out my pirate city, relatively, or well, the city here on Cutthroat Island, relatively quick and easy. And I'm not a very great builder, and these are really good designs. And then I can just come back in and use all the decorative blocks, DecoCraft, and all the various modded blocks and stuff to switch out certain things and use them to interior decorate. So These schematics are all vanilla blocks, but I will probably do the interior decorating with modded stuff. So, and then just use them for the exterior, basically the skeleton of the building, and then come back and make them real nice. So that's going to be the farmhouse right there. It's kind of funny because the farmhouse is going to be like twice as big as the barn. So I might end up increasing the size of the barn substantially in order to be proportional with the house and use a similar style of construction. I didn't have any actual barn building in the schematics, so if I do that, I'll have to use my imagination and try to duplicate the style best I can. Now I actually have two schematic packs in here. I have a steampunk buildings, and I have a medieval style buildings. These are this one is one of the medieval style buildings. You can see, but that's where that's the one I'm going to probably use. That's where it's not going to sit. And this is one of the small ones. So out of all the other buildings, there are a lot of big buildings, and my villagers are going to actually have quite a bit of space in their houses and stuff when I get done. And the village is going to extend from that farmhouse. That's going to be the northern edge of the village, is the farmhouse and the farm up there, all the way down to the docks. You can see I've got a little bit of a start on some docks here. I'm going to be building a bit more of that. And it's raining, and those nasty elemental dudes spawn, and they shoot lightning at you and stuff. So anyway, oh yeah, one other minor change that I did is I got one of my beacons is now activated. Let me turn down the weather sound real quick here so that that's not so overpowering. Yeah, you can see that I got another one of these beacons ready to go, because this is going to be where I make my Terra Steel. I don't need a ton of it because I want to activate the elf portal, or I'm not sure how much of it I'm going to need, honestly. But I used all of my old mana generating flowers down here by this mana pool to get it started to fill up. I can throw down blocks of coal or whatever for the endo flames here. And I have a little bit of continuous passive generation with the day blooms. There's only 4 of them, so it would take a very long time for this to fill up. But that mana pool will allow me to create Terra Steel on top of this beacon. So yeah, I think that's all of the changes that I've done. I think the next thing that I want to do in order to get ready for the dragon fight, because this is like one other thing that I kind of want to do, and I'm just going to talk about it real quick. I'm probably not going to do it on camera. Is I want to upgrade my bound armor a bit more. For one, I don't really need the air sigil in my best plate anymore because I have the dragon wings. Those prevent fall damage, so that's really not doing me any good. The helmet is great. I like being able to see shards, but I think I can add another power to that. The same with the green jeans. I definitely want to keep that, but I want to add something to it. And the boots, I already have haste. I'm not sure what other sigil I might want to add to it, but I think I do want to add yet another sigil to it. So what do I have that will let me do that is these demon blood shards. You get those by killing those elementals. Remember back when I first made the demon summoning altar, I summoned a elemental in order to be able to craft the archmage blood orb. Well, these demon shards are also useful in, if you use them in your bound armor, you can apply 2 sigil effects to each piece of armor. I'm not sure how that's going to work with the bound helmet, since I have the Sanguine helmet installed into it, if that counts as an effect, or if I need to, or if I could actually have 2 sigils on top of that. But regardless, doesn't matter. I'm going to go ahead and disassemble my armor by using a crafting, or by using another ritual, and that is the ritual of unbinding. Where is my ritual diviner thing? Was it in there? Is it in there? No, not in there. Not in there. We'll put that away. Well, let me find my ritual. Oh, there it is. I was gonna say I thought I kept it and was keeping it in here. And I'm gonna go and set up. Actually, since it's nighttime, I can get rid of this rain and stuff real quick. Go ahead and set up my ritual of unbinding. Just kind of show you that, and I'm going to unbind a piece of armor, and then I'm going to go ahead and recraft it with new sigils and demon blood shards. So that's my ritual of binding. If I just come out about, let's say this actually, let's actually I want to put it on the surface just because, well, for one, it's not going to be permanent. I'm only going to use it to unbind my armor, and then I'm probably going to tear it back down. And I need to get this grass out of the way because it does interfere when you're trying to set up a ritual. If there's anything occupying the block space, it will prevent it from working. So just set that down, and let's see what I'm on right now. Green Grove, interdiction, containment, binding. So it should be the one right after binding. You can see it's unbinding. And I go ahead and set that up. And there we go. There's the ritual of unbinding. Now, like I said, I'm only going to be using this to unbind my armor. Let's start with the helmet. And I'm just going to show this, and then I'm probably going to do all of the extra crafting, putting this together off camera. And then pretty much, I think it's going to be, as soon as I'm done with this, I think it's going to be time for the pirate tip of the day. So I need my weak activation crystal, or need an activation crystal, which should be in this probably again, in here, I bet. Yep, there's the weak activation crystal. I actually could, at this point, upgrade this to the stronger activation crystal. You see now that the ritual is activated, all I need to do is throw a bit of bound armor in there. And I've gone ahead and it gives you back the sockets and everything that was inside that bit of armor. So there we go. I got the Sanjuine helmet, the weak blood shard, and the master blood orb that was in there. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and reassemble my my armor, and I'll be back to show you the pirate tip of the day. Oh, yeah, something I forgot to show you guys was these two contraptions that I built out here. Now, this one you probably have seen on other people's Mara, you can play in the lava. On other people's videos, if you've watched any of the other Utopia series, guys, this is an automatic living rock generator. It makes smooth stone by having lava come down on top of the water, making smooth stone, and then the pistons, when they're activated, push it forward. And when the living rock comes in contact with these sensitive dislocators that are set up to mine living rock, it breaks it and puts it into the hopper. And you can see that I have quite a bit of living rock generated. That's how I've been getting all this stuff. Great way to get a easy resource. You can see when I turn it on, it goes ahead and pumps out stone as it as these things pick it up. Now, once the stone reaches there, it'll stop, and the pistons will stop pumping because they can't push these guys out of the way. So, and then yeah, we'll just go ahead and turn this off because these things are a little bit noisy. And I also have this contraption here, which does the living wood. Now, this only will accept oak. I see I have a little bit of oak set up in there, and basically does the same thing, except the way that it puts the oak onto the. Yeah, let me go ahead and turn it on. Turn this part on anyway, and you can see that they have a Ranacarpus flower there. So anything that's dropped nearby, it will go ahead, and it's actually set up to place on limestone. You can see that I have limestone in front of each of these pistons. And then you have to, like, if this has been turned off for a while, you have to give it a little kickstart, or if it's run out of material. This dropper at the top is where I put the oak logs that are going to be turned into living wood. So I'll go ahead and drop the first oak. And you can see that as soon as it places a log there, the block detectors will initiate a redstone signal if there's an oak log on any side of the block detector. The thing is, if the oak log is still there, if it stays there, the block detector will actually stay on, so it'll send a continuous redstone signal, which is why I have this dropper-hopper comparator combination, so that it changes that continuous redstone signal into a one-time pulse. So that this won't get jammed up if one of these detectors, you can see this one is now continuously on, and even though the detector is continuously on, it only sent a single one-time pulse to this dropper. So, and this will keep dropping wood, and there you go, one-time signal, but these guys will stay on. And then as soon as they turn off and turn on again, this dropper will push a piece of dirt, it wouldn't matter what was in that dropper, up into the hopper, momentarily turning on the comparator, and then the hopper will go ahead and drop back down into the dropper thing. So as soon as all these turn into living wood and it can go ahead and push forward again, that one piece of wood that's there will go ahead and get placed, and it'll continue turning oak wood into living wood, and just keep cycling until it either runs out of oak in here, or I go ahead and turn it off with this lever. I'm going to let that run out because I have I think I have less living. Actually, I have a pretty good amount of living wood. Really doesn't matter. I'm just going to let it run out. I'll turn it off a little later when I come back. So, I'm supposed to be doing a pirate tip of the day, and I'm actually going to go over one more little thing. You may remember this node as the one that I showed you how to move with a ship's helm by attaching it to a few air balloons, and you can move it around. Now, I moved this over. If we look at the map, you see this dark spot over here. There was a sinister node over there, over the water. I moved this node close to that sinister node, and it absorbed it. You see it has a couple of extra aspects now. But the thing is, now I want to absorb this one. The problem is this is inside an obsidian tile, which is apparently, it won't absorb this so long as it's within this obsidian tile. So I am going to have to actually put this one in a jar, which basically just put the glass around it, completely around it, encase it in glass. So what's going to happen is once I put this as a node in a jar, it's actually going to lose the obsidian block that's surrounding it. That's the reason I wanted to upgrade my wand to a thaumium staff, because this will hold enough viz for me to actually be able to do this. There we go. So now it's a node in a jar. So when I click it again with the staff, it no longer has the protection of the tile. So it's still going to spawn these big nasty zombies. But now, this should start absorbing this here in a moment. Maybe if it's close enough. Hopefully. We'll see. Whoa! Spider. But this is not the pirate tip of the day. There it goes. Now hopefully, this one, yeah, this one should be smaller than this one. Definitely. Definitely. This one should absorb that one. The pirate tip of the day is definitely not that. So what if I wanted to gather nodes from another dimension, but I want to like take a shortcut? I don't want to have to use up a bunch of viz to put them in jars and move them back and forth and recharge my wand and all that stuff. Well, I have a method for that too. So over in the Nether, I've set up a teleposer right underneath a node. Was that? Yeah, that's far enough away. And I've got this teleposition focus for that now. Unless somebody's changed some configurations, hopefully not, I should be able to use the teleposer to transfer that node from the Nether over to this location. So all I need to do, did I put the thing in there? Yeah, I think I put it in there. Let's see if this works. Look, there's another node, and that one was a moment ago in the Nether. So this should now feed this node up bigger as well, hopefully. Yeah, I think so. I think this one is, it's a total, I think it's a total, yeah, there we go. Something happened there. It looked like it went from there to there, so we're good. So yeah, now this node's going to absorb these two nodes, and I'll move it again around the island some more, and I can gather nodes from other dimensions using the teleposer, because I can't fly a Archimedes ship through a portal. I don't think so, and I'm not willing to try right at this point because it might crash the server. I have no idea. Maybe I'll try it in single player and let you guys know in the comments about whether or not that works. But there you go. Another cheaty way to move nodes, and this one works cross dimension. These kind of are going to share a little bit too. It's not efficient. It's not it's probably not a good idea to try and absorb more than one node at a time when you're trying to make one of these super nodes, because when you get these two together, these ones are going to share a little bit, and then you're going to lose a few aspects as these ones zap back and forth when you really want them all to be going there. The way that I could probably do that is to move these ones just far enough apart that they wouldn't share with each other, but they would share with the one that I'm actually trying to get to absorb all the aspects out of the other nodes. Nasty big zombies. So okay. Yeah, that's my pirate tip of the day, moving nodes cross dimension without having to put them in a jar and spend a bunch of viz and time, because you can actually set that teleposer up fairly quickly. The only problem is you have to go and retrieve the teleposer from the other side when you're done. But if you want, you could build a whole bunch of teleposers all at once and come back and just get your coordinates from each one using the teleposition focus, and then just as it absorbs one, you move to the next one, etc., etc. Really good for retrieving nodes from dimensions where they're relatively easy to find and not going to be missed. So there you go, pirate tip of the day. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it, and don't forget to leave your name in the comments, your character name that is, if you are interested in being a pirate here in the Pirate Cove. So till next time, I'll catch you later.